All right, so today I'm going to talk about the last psychic reading I had, which was a few days ago, and I might talk a little bit about um, the other tarot reading I had from the Akashic Records lady, because she talked about more than just my Akashic Records. And then I also, I guess I'll start out with, I've been watching the show called Manifest on Netflix, and I'm in like the 4th season now, but there's a few characters in there that, I don't know, it just... So, okay, first of all, there's the character Angelina. She's freaking psychotic. And in watching the show, like, you know, the main character saved her. Her parents, like, locked her in this dungeon or whatever. And then they didn't think, oh, like, maybe she's got some mental issues, you know? No, they just, like, let her babysit their baby and all this shit. But then I was thinking, how is that different from, like, the kind of people that you've been involved with, you know? So I was like, okay, yeah, it's not really fair of me to judge these characters, because obviously it's a lot different when you're watching it rather than if you're in it, you know? To expand on that, it reminded me of ENFP, who I believe has borderline personality disorder. And just how twisted his mind was, all the things I saw from him, but then also with myself. Like, how I used to be and how I am now, like the unraveling, the untwisting of all of that. Because when you grow up with a mother who just fucking gaslights you, whether she's aware of it or not, like, and all this other shit, like, that does a lot to the brain of a child, and it carries on, especially when you start dating men who have those same patterns, and it just reinforces all of that. So yeah, I'm still trying to unravel everything and trust in myself and all that. So, you know, I just kind of revisited a lot of my past experiences, not in detail, but just, you know, you have these flashes of movies, memories, you know, and I just, you know, had compassion for myself. Like, you know, like, you've been through a lot. I think as an ISTP of FI demon, so, like, I don't know, it's like easy to just brush things off. Oh, okay, like, wasn't that bad, but it really was. It was over and over and over. It was that bad. So just validating that self for myself and having compassion for it, you know? Okay, then there's another character in there. His name's Zeke. I think he might be an ISTP, but so as time goes on and stuff happens, and then he gets, you know, like, he dies and comes back to life, and then now he has this new empath ability where he can feel literally what other people are feeling. He can touch their arm and, like, literally take away their pain. And I was thinking, you know, we all have psychic abilities. It's just a matter of getting in touch with them. To get in touch with them, we have to heal ourselves. We have to be, like, become aware of who we truly are, not just as the human, but as the divine. And I was thinking that, you know, we naturally will do these things, like, and I think it's our ancient wisdom, where it's like, I'll give you an example. So, like, in jiu-jitsu a while back, there was an ISFJ. I had someone type him watching videos of him, typed him ISFJ. And, you know, I had like this big crush on him. And I remember there was this one moment where we were at the place, the facility, and we were within a couple of feet of each other, and I could feel his energy, like a wave of, like, it just felt really good. Like, instead of a repellent energy, it was like a, it's hard to explain it. You've probably, maybe you felt that before with people, but you just kind of feel their aura or something. I don't know. It felt really good. And then there was this other time where I was just in a really good mood. I was feeling beautiful and pretty and confident, and I saw him across the room. So I like put my hair down. I'm like, okay, I'm pretty, and I'm gonna go walk up to him. So I go walk up to him, and and then he tells me like he has a rib injury, and like, I don't really know. I didn't even know Reiki existed, but it was instinctual. So he let me put my hand like on his ribs, where I guess I just instinctually put it on his heart, and he like moved it down to his ribs. But then I just kind of closed my eyes and, like, I don't know, like, went through the motions of like trying to heal him or something. And that was completely not planned. It just was instinctual. I have no idea if that helped. I don't know. But it just made me think about Zeke, and like, I wonder if that's one of my psychic abilities that I have yet to really get in touch with completely. I've also had experiences with, I was a hospice nurse for, I don't know, 9 years, 10 years, I don't know how long. And this has happened a few times, but like the last time I had this patient who had dementia. She was near the end of her life, but she had a lot of like psychosis. And she was a Christian. She believed in God and Jesus, and she was at a facility where they couldn't give her certain medicine because there were not nurses there like 24/7. So like they had rules. And like every time I went there was always like someone in the room. But this one time I went there and it was just me and her, me and the patient. And so when it was just me and her, she was a lot more calm. And because, you know, I can talk to her. I don't know, I like just can sense what she needs. I've always been like that. I could just sense what people need for the most part. And so there was this one time she was really just getting more and more like anxious and upset and all this. And so this one time I just, you know, I held her hand, and I tried to do that whole Reiki thing kind of through her hand, and just told her like, I'm an angel, I'm here for you, and Jesus, you know, is waiting for you, and you're gonna be okay. I don't remember what I said, but what I said was comforting to her, and she calmed down a lot. And then the next time I went there, like, I don't know if I was doing everyday visits at that time or if it was just a few times a week, but then the staff told me, yeah, she's been calm since then, and she's like a lot more like stable or whatever, and she was able to like peacefully live out the rest of her days, which wasn't that long, but she was able to, you know, die in peace basically. So could it have been a coincidence? Yeah. Could it have been me? Maybe. I think we all have our abilities. It's just a matter of getting in touch with them. But also just, I have such a strong desire, you know, for that ENFP. Like I wish I could just take away its pain. Okay. So, all right, the last psychic thing, I mean, a lot of it's repetitive. I'll try not to be repetitive, but it's like I just wrote it all down, like mostly word for word. Some of it I paraphrased because it was just like, I'm tired of writing at this point. So right off the bat, she said, okay, there's something about a breakup, something with your father, and then business, job related, something about that needs to be grounded and practical. And that is one of your big themes, being grounded and practical. Gee, as he parent much? So she says, okay, close your eyes, take a deep breath, tune into your heart. So, you know, I do that. I'm trying to just think about gratitude, but like it feels like it doesn't feel that strong. So I'm like, okay, I really need to get to my heart. So what can get me there really fast? So I just start thinking about the ENFP, and that did the trick. So my heart is just like beaming with energy at this point. I can feel it. So anyway, she's like emphasizing lots of healing from male figures in your life, whether it's from present or past. Is there some healing there's some healing you have to do with your dad? And I'm like, well, the last month we've been getting closer. She's like, whatever that wound is, I feel like there's a significant healing that needed to take place between you and him, and that impacts not just other relationships, but also your abundance and your abundance mindset. There's heartaches as well that you're tending to, and I can't tell if this is the past or near the past. And then I think she was like, she said, can't get over, but you can. But the way she said it, it was like she was repeating what her guides were telling her. So that's good, because yeah, it feels like I can't get over it, but her guides say I can, so that's encouraging. It's encouraging. Okay, she says there's a lot of energy running through you. Lately, I feel you haven't been able to bring it down or center it. Down is what it feels like, or get a grip of it. I asked in what way. She said, like it's out of control. There's so much energy running through you and around you, you haven't been able to ground it. So I said, maybe it's in the background and I feel more in control of it than I actually am. She says, that's good. Or maybe it was something that just happened. They talked about changes that took place from that as well, but I keep getting that you need to take this energy and just settle it, ground it, come into form. So, you know, she also uses tarot cards to help with like the reading. She said, my cards look good. There was a little bit of conflict and defeat there. Patience, your ultimate outcome is good. Fulfillment of wishes, transformation. I feel like when I last talked to you, you were sort of on the brink of transformation. I feel like you've gone through that process more and sort of at the tail end or settling from that. Yes, I do feel like I'm at the tail end. God damn. It's been so fucking long that I've been healing. It takes for fucking ever. My God. And when you feel like you're at the tail end, there's more. So she says, okay, so I'll go through my notes. The first thing I heard was she was in shock, or she is in shock. Yeah, when the ENTP ghosted me, that was pretty shocking. There was a part of her nervous system or part of her that was in shock because of certain abrupt changes, shifts that have taken place. And you're still reeling in from that. Although, like you said, it's happened, it's in the past, it's behind you now. But your spirit, your energy is still settling. Yeah, I do still feel unsettled by that. It's still a mind fuck, you know? Just that people do that. Like wear a mask and they secretly hate you, but they pretend to like you and love you. I mean, look at Justin Bieber. It happens. People pretend to like you, but really they're just using you. Next, there's changes happened or happening that you're still processing. So even though this is behind you, or even if it feels like you're at the tail end, you're still processing that. It's almost like it's still on the surface, looking for clarity and deeper understanding of it. Want to make peace, want to move forward. Your ultimate outcome card is positive movement forward, so that's good. But at the moment, you're still looking for deeper understanding and clarity for what it was or why it took place and how you're moving forward with it. Accurate. There's a lot of heart energy. I think that's B. It was too fast. A lot of energy around your heart field. There's a lot of healing here. You really went inward these last few months, this last year. They keep bringing me back to your heart. There's a lot here. There's a lot of tears shed. There were moments where you just sobbed, or it's a dragonfly. It's like a there's a lot of moments where you just sobbed or cried, but there's a lot of heart energy, lots of healing and energy around the heart, period. You're in need of healing and a shift of mindset. And they said that a couple of times, a shift in mindset. Maybe your perspective needs to change a little bit in the way you look at yourself, or the way that certain experiences unfolded, or the way life is unfolding. A need for some sort of shift needs to take place in your perceptions of those things. Then they said redirection, different direction, they said, moving forward. This one calls you to be more grounded and practical. She said, I know you're intuitive. I feel you're intuitive. And you're very sensitive to energy. So even though you're hypersensitive to energy, hypersensitive to just knowing, inner guidances, these gut feelings, your intuition, they said keep using that as a tool, but bring it down to the human level. Use those as tools along with your own mind to navigate through the human obstacles, using your divinity to navigate through the human. So that reminded me of what's going on with Charlie Kirk. I don't want to say a lot about it. Like, I really don't want to get political at all. There's people who believe certain things and people who believe certain things, like on opposite spectrums. And what I believe contradicts what other people believe. And some people are very kind of nasty about what they believe. Or it seems like they're unwilling to, like, anyway. So certain people have their things, and then it makes me question what I believe. And then, but this right here, it just reminds me, you know what? Like, don't listen to the outside chatter. Like, you know, you've seen what you've seen. You feel what you feel. Listen to that. Because honestly, when you listen to your own intuition and you tune into how you feel, and it's not clouded by the other stuff, like that's where the truth is. So then I was like, okay, well, recently I quit my job. I'm going on a road trip. I have a little bit of savings to, like, not work for a few months, and the shrooms told me I don't have to work anymore. That I'll have financial stuff coming in. Is that true? So she says that her guides clarify that there is fulfillment of wishes, material and spiritual prosperity. Patience, though, foundation and achievement, the foundation that you create for yourself, practically your home. This is all in your cards. What is coming in is more so a stroke of luck in regards to what you do creatively for yourself. It may not be a 9-to-5 job. It feels more creative and like you thinking outside of what you're used to thinking of. Maybe part of the shifts in perspective. It could feel like it landed in your lap, but it's something you create. It's work that you do within yourself that creates magnetism, where you attract certain opportunities, creative windows and doors to open so you can show up as yourself. It could be talking about your journey as an example. It could trigger an idea within you. It is something that you are co-creating with the universe. It won't feel like work. It will just feel like you're just sharing who you are. Kind of what I'm doing now, huh? It is very, very, very creative. It's the sacral chakra that comes up. has the potentiality of creating immensely infinite possibilities. Whatever it is needs to be creative, artistic, your own kind of art, but at the same time also grounded and practical. You're using your divinity, which divinity I think is supposed to be the child function, so that would be N-I and N-E. But still here in the human, bringing it down into form, so bringing it down into like 3D earth reality. You're taking care of what needs to be taken care of as far as food, shelter, and allowing yourself to tune into your highest and greatest version of you and to be able to create from that part of yourself. When we do that, we are also in line with the frequency of abundance. When we aligned with those things, it does feel like work, or it doesn't feel like work. I do sense there is a lot of truth there, what the shrooms told me. Like I said in your 2 ultimate outcome cards is fulfillment of wishes and positive movement forward. Before that is the foundation and achievements card, which is about your home life, sanctuary. We need this. It's where we go when we work on ourselves. We feel comfortable. I also get patience and standing your ground. Line up the details so you know how to navigate through it practically. Turning what you are learning currently and applying it differently. I feel like you've learned a lot these past 2 to 5 years. And even the last year, you really, really, really learned a lot about yourself, your own healing, your own story, and your own purpose. And yes, there's still things to learn, but what you learned already and what you're continuing to learn now, they're asking you to apply it differently. So I'm like, in what other ways can I apply it differently? Like, I felt like I already was. And they said, creatively, creatively, creatively. They like to repeat themselves, don't they? That's your part to go and play and use your intuition, the tools that you've learned to use, and creatively apply those things differently. I mean, that's the good news, because it's really just getting in touch with my inner child and just having fun. So that's the good part. This whole year, and she's speaking generally, this whole year has been a year of change and endings, shifts, and revelations with ourselves. There's been a lot of people who thought they were going in one direction, doing a certain thing, then something happened, they pivoted, and it feels like that dream ended or that path ended, but it hasn't ended. It's just asking them to keep doing what they're doing before, but just doing it differently, which is pretty much what I'm on the path to do, because me and the ENTP, like, we planned to live the van life together. And when that ended, I was like, well, I'm gonna still go fucking do that myself. Like, maybe not permanently, but I'm about to go on a road trip with no expiration date planned. So that's pretty much what I'm doing. So that's good. She said, it's for you to figure out. It is creative. It will ask you to step out of your comfort zone and to be courageous in a way that you create things. Be audacious. Have audacity in showing up, doing something completely different, but at the same time doing it with practicality and grounded. I feel like it's more about sharing your story or journey yourself. I do feel like you're of service somehow. I just don't know quite how yet. You're sharing, you're in service to people, you who are seeking out whatever it is that you're in service of, what you're offering. It's discovering what you're meant to do is part of the lesson, mastering your intuition, and your tools of divinity to help you create this. It has to come from you, it has to be your idea, otherwise it won't have the same frequency that it's supposed to have. And they said, it's the same destination that you had dreamed about, just with different details, and if not more, better. Same thing, but just doing it differently. And then she said in capitalized letters, lots of healing. Okay, we're at 24 and a half minutes. And this is where I was talking with you about male figures in your life. Healing with dad, which impacts not just other relationships, but also your abundance mindset. So whatever is healing between you and dad, you talked about how your relationship has been nice for the last few weeks. Whatever is happening underneath that surface, you're probably unconscious of. There's some deep healing that's taking place there. which is not just impacting other relationships and new relationships that come in, but also, more importantly, the way you believe and trust that you're worthy. The way that you allow yourself to receive wealth and comfort, abundance, prosperity from the universe is impacting your self-worth in a really good way. Then I got heartache. Heartache that you're still healing from past. I'm not sure if it was recent. I feel like this was more so the past. And I also felt like, okay, now that I'm saying it, has to do with some self-worth stuff. Same energy that I get from the healing with your dad. Whatever or whoever that is, you still think about this person. It's not like you're trying to. It's not like you're fixated on this person. There's just still the strong feeling when this person comes up for you, and it's still somewhat regular. That needs a lot more healing. That's the ENFP. And even though healing takes place passively, sometimes through time and life unfolding and moving on, sometimes when it's really strong, set aside a day to sit with that consciously and energetically release it. Send love to it, release yourself from it. Needs to shift mindset. The way you're looking at the self and things need to change. Practical and grounded. All the things that you're aware of in the most magical way possible, most cosmic way possible. Also very much so grounded and practical. So I asked her, did I swing too far to the spiritual side lately? She said, wherever your mind is now regarding what you're doing, the way it needs to be moving forward needs to have more balance between divinity, cosmic, spirit, and physical, practical, and human. The human, physical, practical is the vehicle to drive the things we are creating from our divinity. So keeping the vehicle alive. I feel like you get that already. Yeah, I do get that. So when you get that intuitive notion of how do I bring this into form, bring this down to earth, down to my body, to this human experience, where I need to eat, sleep, have shelter, pay bills, and experience life without any of the distractions of I'm going to go hungry or homeless. Whatever I need to do to balance that, because that's also important, that we're not distracted and overwhelmed by those other things that take place when we forget about the human. A lot of people will forget about their health or responsibilities. People in their life are paying bills. But whatever it is that you're learning is good and correct, and it's right. It's just a matter of balancing more centered. There's a motherly figure. I don't know if it's your actual mother. This could be your guide, maybe. This motherly figure came in so softly and gently in the background. I got the feeling, the idea of like comfort, like there's a part of you that is still looking, is seeking to have comfort, to feel seen, to feel embraced and loved on and recognized. Yeah. And I don't know, is it your mom or a guide of yours? And I said, probably not my mother. She said, okay, it's probably a guide of yours that's around you. If it's not your mother because your mother is the opposite of that, then that may be part of the healing that needs to take place. And she said, do you have any questions? So yeah, I had written questions down beforehand so I don't forget them. So the first question I asked was, is there any guidance on how I can connect more with Gaia and the animals? So she tuned into that. And she said, I'm seeing you in nature, in different versions of nature, like the jungle and the desert, doing rituals to connect with the heavens to the earth and touching the earth. But there's this spark that's missing because there's also a misconnection there. I can feel that. I feel that a lot of times when I'm trying to connect, like exactly how she's explaining it, that's exactly how it feels. Maybe this is why they brought up mother and there's a misconnection there with your own mother. I do see you in nature, but they want to bring you back because this is the part that needs you to get into that frequency that makes all of these things click for you. is the part about the mother, the connection. It's like a lighter that's running out of fluid. I see the spark, but the flame isn't coming on. I feel like that's part of your healing journey. Even if you sit with it for a little bit at a time, regularly, day by day, week by week, it will create more of that spark and will finally create a flame. While you're doing and learning all this other work regarding your connection with the actual earth and animals, we are all connected to Gaia and animals. They talk to us. It's just a matter of us listening. It's a matter of us tending to our wounds so it's not so loud in our hearts and our ears, so we can finally hear the voice of Mother Gaia and of nature and creatures from the ocean, the earth, and the stars. So I asked, is there anyone that's been watching me? And she said, in what way? Oh, sorry, the sun's coming up. Move this here. And she said, in what way? So I explained a little bit, like, the last few years I've had this feeling that I'm being watched. And when I did the Akashic Records thing, I didn't even ask this, and she said this, that someone's watching me. And it's also come up in like different tarot readings, how they say that. So she, like, spying on me. So she tuned into that. She said, the person is hidden. I can't tell if it's one or two people. It's not like they wake up and do it every day. I think it's someone from the past. I keep getting, there's a man and a woman too. I keep getting past. Someone checking up on you. Someone who doesn't want you to win, basically. The other thing I heard from the guides was jealousy and envy. The guides say they don't emphasize this because they don't want you to focus your energy there, because then your energy becomes the energy of always having to look behind your shoulders. And I said, is one of those people my most recent ex? And she kind of chuckled and she said, they said yes and no. Yes, because he still looks sometimes, but no, he wasn't the original two that I tuned into. I feel like there's a lot of energy cords that you just need to release yourself from your past. Once someone leaves, it's hard for you to energetically release yourself from them. So that might be something to look into, cutting cords. You've got to be careful, because when you do cut cords, that person feels it and then ends up reaching out to you. So you have to do healing work from these people first. There's a couple main ones, and then there's a couple here, and there, a couple here and there too, that trickle in the background. A lot of it is like past envy. It's like competitive energy, or like, I don't want you to win or get better energy, stuff like that. It's really petty. I mean, that's not really new. I kind of feel like that's been going on all my life. I mean, and it doesn't bother me because I know it has, like, that's not my problem. So she's, oh, and I said, well, how do I find out who the female is? Because, like, I have no idea who that would be. She said, sit with it the next 45 days and just reflect. Is there someone from my past that I walked away from that maybe I feel isn't completely happy for me or supportive of me, is envious of me, or doesn't care about me? Using your intuition, whoever comes up, ask, does this feel right? So I haven't really done that yet. It's like, I kind of don't care, but I just want to cut the energy cords, because I feel like with all the energy I have, if I'm giving away so much of my energy, like, I don't want to do that to myself. So that's really my motivation for cutting these cords. I mean, part of the difficulty is cutting the cord with the ENFP is that I guess a part of me, like, because I want him to heal, I want him to be better, get better, and if giving him some of my energy helps him with that, you know, there's part of me that doesn't mind sharing that with him. And I don't feel like that comes from like a lack of self-worth, but maybe it does, and I'm just not aware of it. I don't know. She said, I feel that you're so psychically attached to these people and to people in general that you're in relationships with, that it just creates a deep psychic connection, which is great. But also, when you need to move on, it's like, I need to let you go. Release this from me. That's part of the healing and part of learning and asking, what did I gain from this? So yeah, I mean, the child functions are so naive. I mean, they're so innocent and so like optimistic and like giving, and part of the learning, part of being responsible with loving myself would be to release those cords. It's like the battle between the child's and the parents. The parent is like, hey, the responsible thing, and then the child is like, but I want this. So yeah, I mean, it's obviously a dead end, you know, but okay. So then I asked about the ENFP. I told her what the other psychic had said, that she said he like has deep love for me. I told her what the shroom said about showing me all the dysfunction and then showing me the good. And I said, has he been spying? Does he really love me? Can he heal? Or is this something I should let go forever? So she said, this may be subjective because I feel like everyone has their own description of love. Someone can say that they love you and believe that they love you, then give you bruises or control you, control your freedom, control your identity. But in their mind, they think they love you. They feel that they love you, and they probably really do love you, but also in their mind and in their heart, they're also not well. And the reason I'm describing it this way is because that's what I feel about this guy. I do not feel that he's well. I do not feel that he has a good perspective on what love is and what it means to love and care and take care of someone that means a lot to you. For him, love may be just someone who sits next to me, is physically a companion to me, and who tends to me and obeys me and respects me and is all about him, basically, not the other person. So the other psychic who said he has deep love for you, I do feel like he cared for you. I do. To a level of, yeah, you could call that love. But for me, because there was other things present, it would negate any of that stuff. And the good that you saw, I feel, was the potential. And everyone has potential, but what matters is what they show you and what they actually do. I do not feel like he's going to change anytime soon. If you were to hold your breath, you'd be 2 lifetimes from now until he changed his ways. I'm so sorry. He does care for you. He's not right for you. You deserve better. I promise you that. And I promise that you'll get it too. It's just a matter of you trusting in your own worth and trusting that you'll receive that. Then she gave me a homework exercise. And then asked a few more questions. I asked her, can she tell what my energy can she tell what my energy signature is in my aura? So her answer wasn't exactly what I was expecting. I was thinking more upon the lines of like, I don't know. But she said, I felt little butterfly wings, like butterfly fluttering on the cheeks, like a butterfly kiss. That's what my energy felt like to her. As the aura, she feels that I have an excitement to learn all of this right now. That's where I am, and keep doing that. The stuff that you're getting from the cosmos, from your spirit, that will anchor in all of it, all the healing. She said, don't forget about the deep healing stuff. And it matters like how open you are to it. I feel that you are open, which is why you're progressing so much and why people are leaving your scene who aren't for you. Expand as far and wide as you can, but allow yourself to always be anchored here at the core of the earth, the heart of the earth. That's when you feel all of that energy come up and down like a kundalini awakening, up and down, up and down. And that's how you bring all of the things you're learning into form. It's very magical. It comes back to your healing and how open you are to it. The right people are going to show up for you. The right person. I promise you that. It's good to know. Then I asked her about my mother. It's just like, I mean, she's like kind of delusional and blah, 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 but like, she's like nice to me, but it feels manipulative. And I was like, I kind of feel like she could be a narcissist. And she said, I was just going to say she feels like a narcissist. Because I told her, you know, I kind of feel guilty, you know, because like she's nice to me and stuff. And she's like, you know, sit with the guilt. What part of this can I expend more understanding, and which part do I need to have more boundaries? And it's basically just, it's something to learn from, basically. Okay, then I asked about my sister, my wayfarer sister, who may be an ENTJ, not sure. But I asked, okay, so like this thing happened with my sister. Is she toxic, or is this just a personality thing? So she asked me, okay, what's your sister's name? So I told her. She tuned into my sister's energy. She said, similar to your mom, your energies repel from one another depending on balance and situation. You can be cordial together, but there's a repulsion from one another. She does see there's a personality clash there, and there's things she hasn't acknowledged within herself and with her parents. And you expressing yourself triggers her, scares her. Some people are afraid of the truth, and you're right. Part of it was the appearance, saving face. There's stuff she's going through that she's silently processing or reflecting on. And personality, she's on a different level, you're on a different level. The understanding is not going to match. And yeah, I mean, that's kind of, there's the dragonfly again. I mean, that's kind of why, sorry, it's fine. That's kind of why I just feel like I don't want to pour my energy into that. Like, her healing is not my responsibility. And if we have that personality clash, what's the point? She needs to find someone she vibes with. I need to find people I vibe with. I don't want to give away my energy to people and it's just like draining it, you know? So it's not personal. It's just, it's probably better for both of us, honestly. So then she had time for one more question. She gave me a lot of extra time, which I was so happy about because she admitted she kind of talks a lot. And I just had so many questions. So I'm so grateful to her. She gave me like an extra half hour. because she had extra time. So I said, is there a country that's important for me to visit? So she said she keeps being led to Amazon, but it's for later, not for right now, to explore. And then she mentioned a couple countries there. And I said, okay, because the other psychic, you know, had mentioned Italy. And she laughed and she said, it's funny you mentioned Italy because it showed me my own experience from like my country, like the country that she, like, there's a country in Europe for her. I don't want to like tell her stuff, but like it was a soulmate location for her. A lot of past life stuff there and soul stuff there. So that was really validating to hear, because that's what my intuition was telling me, that the reason to go to Europe and go to whatever place, you know, that my soul family would be there or something. Like it just felt like it was important, like the other lady said. So she said, they didn't tell me Italy, but I do feel like it's in Europe, an older country in Europe. Could be Italy, but she said, where are you feeling led to intuitively? And ask, where's my deepest, greatest soul parts still present in? Where do I need to go to activate those things within me now? Yeah. So I do have an idea of where that could be, because I was looking up Italy, and like off the bat I was like, I mean, because I was looking up like cities there, and like, you know, it shows a lot of architecture. Like I don't care that much about architecture. I really love nature. I've been attracted to Italy. I definitely have, and I definitely want to go there. But also like Switzerland is very attractive to me, and like Ireland is very attractive to me. And but yeah, that's something I definitely am gonna tune into. Definitely will go to Europe in the future when I have the money, so I can find, you know, the people I'm meant to find. So some of the stuff from that Akashic readings, because it wasn't all about like Akashic, some of it was like tarot and like reading, like a reading for me. And she told me in the beginning, she was like, warning, or my guides are giving you a warning, someone is watching you, secretive and obsessive and curious. She didn't mention like envy or anything. She said that. I assumed it was like the ENFP or the ENTP, but anyway, she said, expect the unexpected. You have a destiny to help others. I mean, that's obvious. Align with my truth. I have gold energy coming out of my aura. I will have an abundant life. And she felt wings of angels or butterflies for my like energy or whatever. She said, rise above the smallness of life and fly. There are no limitations. I can astro travel at any time and connect with my guides. She said, get in touch with, you know, your gifts and talents. She mentioned music and natural therapies, both things that I've always been attracted to. She told me choose a new direction, go back to school, practice skills regularly. Relocation for work is supported. So at this time, I had not yet quit my job, but I was thinking about it. So it's funny that they said that, because I was like, should I quit my job? Should I not? Yeah, if you have a narcissist for a fucking like running your company, yeah, maybe quit your job. Especially if they like are refusing to pay you. I don't want to work for free. Life purpose. bring light and love to help others. That's obvious. Helping children. I like children, and I feel like I'm good with children. Seek fulfillment, help others recover, and healing. All things that have been, yes. In the near future, things change. Remain positive. Have unlimited ideas. Take action. Focus on your priorities. Consistently work on it. You have lots of choices. Cut out what isn't practical. Seek wise counsel. You have new love coming in and a new home. Beautiful, happy family with children. Trust your insights and intuition. Be in a higher state of consciousness. Embody it with high vibration, or embody with high vibration. You have challenging news coming. Stay organized and on your path. There is a proposal coming. Your soulmate may differ from your expectations. Stay positive and optimistic. There's a reconciliation coming. A past life soulmate. Lots of chemistry and passion. Be honest about your feelings. And a new love you haven't met yet. Pay attention to red flags and intentions. Get to know each other. Take your time. He will be flirting with you. There will be a peaceful resolution from someone from the past. It's not the right time. Let go of control. Enduring true love is coming. Embrace imperfections. Celebrate love with those who matter most. She mentioned yoga and guided meditations. It's funny, I've been wanting to get into like yoga or something like yoga. Take time to be on your own. Self-sabotage, lack worth. So like fix those things, I guess. Don't jump in for quick fixes. Past trauma, need more healing. Because with her, like it wasn't a one-on-one. It was just, I sent her a few questions and then she sent me like an hour-long video. So it wasn't interactive. So I asked questions about love and things like that. So she said, you mirrored each other's wounds. You will have a peaceful resolution. It's definitely over. It was a karmic situation. Dealt with someone with fear of intimacy. They were wearing a mask, had a poker face, left you heartbroken. High attraction, entering into a new phase. Committed relationship in a few months. Have been waiting for it. I should make myself happy. Let new people in. Don't focus on the past. Make the effort to put yourself out there. I've been trying. I'm on the dating sites. I just haven't responded to anyone. Besides that one guy that was brief and he was love bombing me, and just, it's already scary enough, like putting yourself out there and then having someone right off the bat like love bomb you. It's fucking scary out there. Separation is necessary for this to grow. It is a lasting love. Trust yourself and intuition. Past life soulmate coming in. Massive transformation for you. Watch out for people who are non-committal. Boost your self-confidence. What to say after a date. Empower yourself. Nurture friendships. Forgive. So she talked about two people, and it was like, okay, is this really two different people, or is this the ENFP? And then he like grew and like healed, and so now this is his new person, like him, but like as a healed person. So, you know, I was like thinking of that as she was saying this, but she said there's someone is single with options open. There's a test coming for me. Someone else is a true love, is wary of dating, insecure, more quiet. They need to heal feminine energy. Be wary of codependent relationships. And then the other guy, his life is transformed when I'm near. Power, wearing a mask, loves conversation, generous, is nurturing and caring, protective. He values his freedom and has children. Union of hearts. love connection that defies explanation, rock solid. They need to take a chance on love. You have a secret admirer, deeper feelings than they've let on. Everything happens for a reason. It's fucking hot in here. Oh, I'm sweating. General energies. Trust what your heart tells you. See, this fucks with me. Because you're supposed to trust what your heart tells you. It's a mind fuck. It's a heart fuck. Okay. Listen to hear. Embrace the ways of spirit, light, and wisdom. Get out of your own way. Continue awakening. Trust your courage. Ditch your doubt. Soul honoring integrity. Be positive. Trust intuition and inner child and passions. Follow your dreams. Do sweet nothings. Just chill sometimes. You'll get your vitality and strength back. Realize your path. Spirit will help you. You are a spiritual warrior. Abundance is on its way. I keep hearing that. You need to have a difficult conversation. Be present. Don't look backwards. Forge a new path. You learn lessons from a karmic connection. Will need to back yourself in a situation. Love and value yourself. Keep moving forward. Have patience with yourself. A contract is coming. Door to money is opening, and love, healing, and happiness. Financially, you'll be fine. Lots of doors and opportunities. Don't second guess yourself. Meditate, rest, relax. Hold your center. Artistic and music is important for me. My prayers are being answered. What is the best use of my time? Well, I've been pouring into myself. That's what I've been doing, you know. Like, I'll take a little time to, like, cry and heal, but, like, I don't want to, like, what's the word? I don't want to stay in that place, you know what I mean? I just want to release it and then move on, do things that make me happy, pour into myself. That's what I've been doing. She said, water is very soothing for your energy. Put healthy boundaries with others. That's part of the healing process. You have a beautiful, bright future ahead of you. Stop worrying so much. Your vibration is rising. You feel things more deeply, and you're increasingly sensitive, which is why I cry all the time. Focus on self-care now. Then she mentions Isis again, and a strong connection to ancient Egypt. You know, I looked up Isis and who she was, and I don't know. It's possible we share the same, like, soul or oversoul or something. I don't know. It makes sense. So, I mean, she married her brother Osiris, and then he was, like, chopped into pieces, and I mean, those are, like, narcissists and, like, stuff, right? Like, how they're not really whole, whatever. Just, the story makes sense to me. It does, but who knows? Journal out your feelings. Whatever you want is coming in. Yes. Take a leap of faith on what you want to do. Well, yeah, I quit my job and I'm about to go live in my car for however many weeks. And, you know, I'm probably going to be scared at night because, like, when I had my own apartment and I was there by myself at night, like, I felt scared. Like, I like slept with a knife under my pillow or by my pillow. Like, so how am I gonna feel when I'm out there in my car by myself? I'm sure I'm gonna feel scared, but hey, you gotta grow, right? You get over it. I have wisdom to share. Trust myself more, relax more, go with the flow. Heal yourself more, your inner child. Be more compassionate with yourself. Expect resistance when I set boundaries. There's more emotional healing. Take action and move forward. Security, spirit, and ancestors, and power of the universe. You have the ability to manifest whatever you want. There's a lot of old people here. I'm parked at a church. Love how I am exactly who I am. Focus on what I need day to day. You are a protector of animals and Gaia. You're an earth angel. Then she looked at like the spirit animal cards. So butterfly came up, lots of transformation. Hummingbird, be here now. Eagle spirit, fly and be free. Space and open sky. And the wombat, create an oasis at home. And there's another card called Victory of Miriam. Divine in me is real, so my soul can play. Living holy expression. Be more eagle-eyed. Shift perspective. The real challenge is in the attitude. Be curious rather than afraid. Be peaceful and enjoy simple pleasures. All is the divine in me. Embrace it fully. Let the past be the past. There was another thing she read in a book, but I didn't write it down. It was like 10 minutes that she was reading it. But yeah. This stuff is really helpful, you know? Because I'll go back to it like months later or weeks later, and then I get new understanding of things. Yeah. It is helpful to hear. I mean, even on my last shrooms experience, you know, where it was showing me again like the ENTP in hell basically, and then there's that line, and then the ENFP was right above the line, and I was like laying on my side and like kind of like looking at them or like down there with them, and then my higher self was like, just leave them there and let's go, like we don't need to stay there anymore. And part of me was like, well, no, I don't want to. And then I was like, I should focus on myself. So I physically turned my body to like lay on my back, and then the shrooms kind of let me focus on myself rather than them. So that was kind of cool. And then I had this like how do I want to be treated like by a man? And then I got to feel like affection and like what it feels like to like be made love to and like be treated well, and that felt really good. And I already shared the rest of that one, how I got to like experience myself as all that is. Yeah, so maybe I should start listening to my higher self and like let it go. I mean, I know it needs to happen. It's like I need to stop fighting it, you know? So, I'm sweaty. Anyway, yeah, that was helpful. It's always super emotional when I have those psychic readings, the in-person ones. I don't know why. Well, obviously we're talking about shit, but like, yeah, I recommend you guys like try it out. Cause like she said, to get to that the higher consciousness and like access our divinity, access our ancient wisdom and our gifts, like we have to heal. We have to heal. Because that if we don't heal, we're holding ourselves back from all of that. It's basically like, I mean, like heaven, our own heaven. Yeah, I want to go to fucking heaven. I don't want to be in this fucking hell earth with these hell people who treat me like fucking shit, steal my energy, and like don't know how to fucking love me and shit. And me loving them, that's because of who I am. And I need to stop giving away my energy to people like that. I need to cut those fucking cords, absorb my energy back to myself, be just feeling all my energy, because I know I have like, I think they say this about Enneagram 4s, how we have so much energy. Like I can feel it. Like I don't know if anyone else can like sense it when I'm feeling all this energy. But it's a lot. I mean, that's why it's so hard to like it was hard to learn how to like manage my emotions, because part of that emotion, there's so much energy in that emotion because it's your heart field. It's a lot. And so psychedelics really helped me to like have equanimity and learn how to carry all of this more gracefully. But like she says, I still need to ground it, and there's obviously still more work to do. So abundance is coming. Abundance is coming. Just keep going. So to all of you, I mean, I think there's probably a lot in here that a lot of people can relate to. So hopefully there's stuff in there that can help you too. Because we all have divinity. We all have it. We all come from source. And some people are just so lost and like so cut off from source. And it's not their fault. Like, it's not my mother's fault that she's the way she is. But it's also not my responsibility. Like, if being around her doesn't feel good to me, even though she's like super nice, but it doesn't feel good. You know why? Because she doesn't have any authenticity. Like, she doesn't even know, like, it doesn't feel good. I want to be around people that are real, people who are honest. That means you have to be honest with yourself so you can be honest with others. And I know I'm majorly guilty of being dishonest. I know it. And I'm doing my best to get to that place of 100% authenticity and honesty and transparency. And that's who I am at my core. It's who I want to be. Yeah. So this video is also already really long, but thanks for coming to my cuddle claw talk today. Have a wonderful day.